Now, Lauryn Hill's one of your inspirations, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tell me about that, how her music has impacted you.
Oh man, I think Lauryn came with a certain honesty that artists hadn't displayed or put forth. And I don't know whether it was a conscious effort or it's just how she makes music, but it was very impactful to me because it didn't seem like she was trying to make herself look perfect, or she didn't really hold back on her subject matter. If she was going off on somebody that day, she was going off on the record, you know, and that's what I appreciated. You just felt this certain honesty that to me no one else has, and I appreciated it.
I mean, have you ever tried to, like, you know, get onto one of your tracks or something? Have you ever reached out to her?
No, I wouldn't. I feel like I respect her so much, and if she were to reach out to me, I would jump at the opportunity, but you know, she's one of those people I just want to leave it. I met her, and she happened to tell me, you know, she's like, my daughter's a huge fan of you. She's like, and I love what you represent, and that meant a lot to me, and that's enough for me. I'm good there.
And let's talk about the songwriting game.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you've written one of my favorite songs from Mary J. Blige. Is it Take Me?
Take Me As I Am.
Right.
Okay.
So, how did you get into songwriting in the beginning? If you could tell me about that journey.
The process. It was an accident. I was in a group, and it's something that I did in private. But I really didn't know that many songwriters. I really didn't understand the concept of that as a career for people. So the moment I met other songwriters, I said, I can do that, and I need to make some money. About to go to college, and it was just something. It was the realist side of me. Whereas music at that point had become a hobby. I wasn't making much money at all. Maybe 10,000 a year, like, you know, not much at all to say that it was steady. So I stumbled upon it. It was my plan B, coming fresh out of the groups, and my first placement was on a Japanese artist. It was like the only English song on a Japanese artist's album. Her name is Michiko on Sony Japan. So it spiraled into then Ruben stuttered, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the U.S. now, good. And then it was Kelly Rowland and Sierra and Chris Brown, and then Usher, and you know, it just spiraled into, and then J-Lo, and then Mary J. Blige, and then Britney Spears, and then Pussycat Dolls, and Diddy, and anyone else. You know, it took on a life of its own. So I really don't know how it took on. I don't know how that kind of, it moved very quickly, faster and further than I thought it would go. I just thought I needed to make a little money to hold me over.
But at that point, were you still thinking of having ambitions to actually be at the forefront?
Yeah, it occurred to me. It crossed my mind. I did come to a comfortable, complacent place. I was content but not fulfilled. There's a difference. So, yeah, I pondered it often. I mean, I love both processes. When I write for other people, it's almost like a brainchild, and you give it to this person and they give it life, and they are growing this child up. It blossoms, and on the radio it's growing and it's growing and it's growing, and you're watching this child grow separate from yourself. So that's neat. It's like having a baby. I mean, I wouldn't give my baby away, but you know what I mean. For myself, it's a bit of a different process, because I don't have to assume my position on anything about love, on anything about life. I know where I stand, and with other artists, you kind of have to assume, and also it has to fit their fan base, their movement, you know, their image. Oh my gosh, sleep every minute you can, because you're gonna not get any by the time you make it. Oh my God, if you only knew how sleep deprived artists really are. That's why we do crazy things, because we're just deprived of sleep. That's a real thing.